Hello, my friends. It's Bradley J. and Emily Sweeney from the Boston Globe. I'm not from the Boston Globe. Emily Sweeney's from the Boston Globe, and she's been checking in with us on goings on with the MBTA, particularly the Orange Line. We talked about the fire on the Orange Line, and now they're closing down the Orange Line. And Emily's going to tell us what they know and what they don't know, and why they're closing it down, and maybe how long it's going to be closed down, and all that. So, hi, Emily.
Hey, how's it going, Bradley? Thanks for having me on.
Tip of the cap to you for your cool hoodie, with your Boston
Boston
Globe hoodie.
Globe.
That's the Boston.
Represent.
That's the Boston Globe font. Good for you. You're a good Boston Globe trooper. Now,
That's right.
not so long ago, there was a fire on the MBTA. Is this closure not really related to that? Is it? I mean, that was an isolated thing that happened on one car, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing we've done quite a few crazy tea stories lately. And just when I thought it couldn't get any crazier, they made this announcement. This was soon after the Orange Line, that train that caught on fire. But basically, the whole entire Orange Line is going to be shutting down for 30 days, starting August 19th. So, yeah, we're trying at the Globe. Number one, we're all like wrapping our heads around this and trying to get as much information as possible. Especially given the, I guess, like the short notice and like just the length of time it's going to be out of commission.
Okay.
So.
Who decides to do this? Who makes that call?
Well, I mean, I would assume the board at the MBTA, and it's come to a point, where like, maintenance and repairs have been, I don't know if you like put off, but I mean, they need to be done. I mean, I gotta say, personally, I was surprised to find out that the whole thing will be shutting down. Because you think they would like, do maintenance like piecemeal or, you know what I mean? Like replacing the tracks and stuff. But
I have a theory about that. I think it's good. Maybe there's some of the stuff they need to do that can't be done overnight. Maybe.
actually, we did find out, why this 30 days they're doing it this way. Because apparently, 30 days shutting it down straight in a row is about the equivalent of like 5 years worth of like weekend diversions
Yeah.
and stuff.
And here's
So,
the thing: if you shut it down after 30 days, everybody's going to forget about it. They'll say, "Oh, it works great now," but if they don't, people will be hating on the tea for 5 years because it'll be a hassle.
right. You
So
know what? You're totally right, Bradley. You know what I mean? And let's just hope it gets done in 30 days. One thing that is interesting is, when they made the announcement, they said it's going to close, at 9 p.m. on August 19th, and it's scheduled to reopen on September 19th, which is a Monday. They didn't really specify a time. It'll be interesting to see if, can all the work get done, in the time span that they're shooting for.
and they will, I imagine, use buses. It's not the end of the world, right?
I mean, I guess when I heard about it, I mean, just I don't know. I can't recall a whole entire line of the T ever shutting down completely for a month.
But
You
they're
know what
going
I
to
mean?
use they're going to bus.
Yes,
I would imagine. So
yes,
it's not the end. It's not the end of the world. It's just
true.
gonna. It's kind of first world problems. Oh yeah, you have to get on the bus for a little while. So suck it up, Buttercup, and stop
Yo,
complaining.
good
Stop.
point, Bradley. And a lot of the, there's commuter rail stops. There's quite a few of them along the Orange Line. And what they're going to do is they're going to allow Charlie cards to be used on those commuter rail, that part of the commuter rail.
That's cool.
And yeah, yeah. So, and then there will be shuttle buses, and they're encouraging people to work from home, which is, obviously that's nice if you can do it. But if you're at a job where you have to be, this is going to be, definitely an inconvenience for sure.
I got to tell you, Emily, I love the MBTA. For me, it's freedom. It means I don't have to have a car. I can just
Yeah.
have my little plastic pass, and if I feel like
Hmm.
it, I can get on the T and ride around in sweet air conditioning all day long. I
Hmm.
love it because I don't go. The key to loving the T is don't go during rush hour if you can avoid it. Avoid it. Like you go in at 5 o'clock. You
Hmm.
used to go in at 5 o'clock, but actually, for those who go in at 5 o'clock, they know that it's busy. That first run is super busy, and
Yeah,
and
that first train that we used to catch, at Wellington, I thought it was, yeah, I mean, it wasn't totally packed, but it was quite,
It was pretty crowded, and I used to not like it at all because in the summertime the sun was bright coming over the right in the window, and you
yeah,
could people. I'm super tired because I'd worked all night, and
yeah,
people had cologne on and aftershave,
yeah.
and they were
Armpits in
grumpy.
your face because people are like, you know what I mean, holding on
Yeah,
to the
armpits in your
rail.
face and cigarette breath. So I'm not down with the rush hour, but in the middle of the day, when there's not too many people on it and the AC is cranking, man, I love it.
Yeah,
We're fortunate to have a T, an MBTA, and we're in a weird situation that it's not like California or something. The city's so old and the infrastructure's so old, you just can't really do it over. I mean, you can't start fresh. You got to kind of fix it.
hmm.
And have you done a thing on the history of the T?
I have not personally. I mean, I've done like little bits and pieces here and there,
There are
but
little
it's one of the oldest. You know.
there are little tracks that have been closed down in tunnels that have been closed down, and there's stuff in those tunnels. I think there's
Oh,
some. There may be some antique cars in those tunnels or something. It's weird.
I want to
It'd
go
be
in there.
I know you want to go in there. You want to do an article on it.
Yes.
There has never been a shutdown for over a month. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So, do you have any clue as to what the actual problems are?
well, some of the work that's going to be done is they're replacing a lot of track, um, like 3,500 feet, which is about a little over a half a mile of track. They're going to be installing new signal systems at Oak Grove and Malden,
Oak
um,
Grove.
and they're going to be doing station improvements, and yeah, they're saying like when it's done. I don't know if you like recall, but there were portions of the Orange Line where the cars had to like run like super slow.
Yeah.
Uh, the goal is they'll be able to run at normal speed. You know what I mean? Like how they're meant to be. So
Plus, there are those new cars. I don't know if they're running the new cars. I don't. How many, or if so, how many? I love those. I love the new cars, but maybe maybe they'll wait till after it's all fixed. Anyway,
yeah, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, 30 days round the clock work, and hopefully, they'll finish.
now
You know,
where is it going to be shut down? The whole line, or parts of the line? The
from
whole
what I
thing?
understand, the whole thing.
You mean all the way from Oak Grove to all the way,
The Orange Line.
to the other end,
Yes,
way down in what's
from
the
what I
other end?
understand. Yes,
Wow,
that's what I
jeez,
said.
wow, it's
It'll be
gonna be.
interesting.
I wonder how many people are going to be working at once. If they're going to be like old school swinging hammers and pounding spikes, just like John Henry on the railroad. I wonder if maybe they'll have a lot of overtime for those guys. That's cool. Well, I hope they do a
Yeah,
good job.
yeah. We'll
Cool.
we'll we'll see. We'll be following up on it. We're going to be following up on it closely. And yeah, again, we'll be following up and trying to get more answers. In the coming days.
Good.
But
Can you imagine the hell that would be Boston if and I don't know your opinion on it, but in
ask
my
me.
opinion, I'm so thankful the Olympics are not coming here in 2024. What a what a bleepy
Yeah,
bleep that would be. Here's the thing that really bothered me about that. Well, one thing is a few people were going to get really rich, and it would be a giant pain for the rest of us. But you know what they were going to do? They were going to cut down trees and change the Boston Common so they could have beach
really.
beach volleyball. They're gonna defile that beautiful, super historic spot for beach volleyball. Make
I
me
mean, beach volleyball
throw
is
up.
pretty awesome,
It's pretty awesome. So
but
go
I
have
don't
it
think
on a
you can
beach.
cut down trees for it.
Go have it on a
Draw a
beach.
line.
Don't change the shape of the beautiful Boston Common. There's plenty of what a I'm a big hater of Boston, of the Olympics in Boston, but the whole it's a side thing. But the Olympics, I'm you probably can't have an opinion on that because you're
I
an
mean,
unbiased reporter, but
I
I
am.
can. I hate it. Okay. So,
Well,
anything else on the MBTA? What's the deal? Any further information on the impact of that construction that was weak and caused a lot of problems as well over there near Haymarket?
oh, you know what? I don't have any updates on
All
that.
right, we'll just talk about the Orange Line.
Sorry. But
Tim Murphy says it stinks. He works. Jim Murphy. It stinks when this happens. People need to realize that none of this is because of the frontline employees. You're right. I mean, the dude that you see driving the train, that's not her fault. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, Emily, I really appreciate you checking in, and we will share this, you and I, and we'll get the word out there. Oh, yeah.
course.
2 words, big dig. Now, people blame the big dig for a lot of these problems because it forced expenditures in new lines like the Union Square line or the Union Square extension that could have been used for maintenance. But I'm glad actually that it goes to Union Square now. That's pretty cool. I can get on the E line at the VA right at the end, Heath Street, and go all the way to Union Square and see some bands and come back where I couldn't do that before. The big dig mitigation debt. See, yeah, in order to do the big dig, promises had to be made to do other stuff that was expensive and cost the T money. And we've been paying for it ever since. Another thing, big dig. Hate it. Didn't need to dig as far as I'm concerned. They could have taken the Zachem Bridge and just made it go all the way across. Just make a newer, better.
It'd be impressive structure.
Remember the old expressway that was elevated?
Yeah, of course.
Just make a bigger, higher one. You could have the Rose Greenway underneath that. You didn't need to do all that digging.
Nice shade, you know.
I used to like the old expressway. Okay. Well, I guess I'm grumpy because of the heat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm kind of grumpy. It's like too bad that, they're shutting down the Orange Line. And it's like too bad it wasn't done in the middle of the pandemic. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
there was really few riders.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
so it goes.
Right. Joe says out and about. Sorry, I couldn't participate. Oh, he's that T fanatic.
Yes.
I mean, he's a good guy. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong. When I say fanatic, I mean that in a good way. Okay, Emily, thank you very much. And check in when you get some more info.
All right, we'll do.
Okay,
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Bradley.
Bye. We'll be unlive in 5 seconds. 4,